Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jointly Speaking. I'm Barbara, your host, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I know I am. Uh, I was trying to figure out what to talk with you about today, and I wanted to go over some things with you that I think everybody should know about, and hopefully it will help you. I've mentioned before when you're sick or you know you're going to have surgery or something is wrong, you want to be prepared for when you come home, especially when you come home. That is so crucial for people because if you walk into your house, depending on what you have in your home, it could be a disaster. If you got scattered rugs, get rid of them. I'm telling you right now, they're dangerous. I mean, that's just one thing I can think of right off the top of my head. So, to do something, we want to do it right. So, for years, and I mean literally years, ladies and gentlemen, I have been um, collecting, or not collecting, but I get a medical catalog. It's free of charge, and I get it about every 3 years, usually. And I use it on the radio show. And I like it because it will help you to learn where to find things. And I truly believe you should look first. Let's say you're going for surgery. Let's take that as an example today. And what you need to do is you need to look and figure out what you need for your surgery. You need to talk to your doctor very carefully ahead of time. Ask him what you will have, how long you'll be in the hospital, if you're going to be in rehab, when you come home, what you will need. Because that is crucial to your making it and doing well. And I mean this literally. So I keep this medical catalog, and you can get it also. And the name of the company is called Alley Med. And I'll give you the phone number in a few minutes. Uh, excuse me. But Alley Med has eight catalogs, if you can believe it. The one that I get is the rehabilitation one, what we call the rehab book, because that's for people who are recuperating from whatever they've been in the hospital for. And I find it the most useful. I mean, there are others now. If you're a medical profession, there's surgery, there's medical, there's others as well. You could just ask them which one you'd be interested in and then get it. And I highly recommend that if you're a nurse or a PT or an OT, doctor, whatever. It helps. It helps you with your patients. I really believe that. And I'm a layman, but I've had enough surgeries to know that I need you guys and I need to have confidence in everybody. So, anyway, what I'm going to do today is just kind of run you through the catalog a little bit. I thought I'd do it because it really, I'm amazed. The one I bought, not bought, but brought home, is 800 pages. And it's all for rehabilitation. You would not believe what is on these pages. Now, the first part of it is more for physical therapy, recreational therapy, nurses. It's different beds, exercise stuff, and that's where you might be interested. But up around the around the 400 pages, the things that people would use if they were at home, like let's say a wheelchair. They needed it temporarily. It would be there. So, you know, and a lot of other ADLs. That's assisted daily living, in case you don't know. So anyway, so here we go. I'm going to get started because if I don't start now, we'll never get done. Get done. Okay. One thing, of course, is your wheelchair. And if you're looking for a wheelchair, just don't settle for the wheelchair. If you're not comfortable in it, you can get a cushion. There are all kinds of cushions foams, gels, economy kinds, specialties, you name it. And they will help to raise you up in the wheelchair so that you can reach other things in your home and you're more convenient. And that's one thing people don't realize. If you're in a wheelchair, you got to be comfortable and don't just sit it and plank down and feel like you got lost in the process, because that's what can happen very, very easily. But when they put these, give you these different cushions, and you would be amazed at what you will find. The comfort and also protection. It helps to keep you safe when you're sitting. It will make it easier when you have to, let's say you're trying to reach something in your house and you can't, well, the wheelchair will help you do that. And you can get just about any kind of cushion you can imagine. I mean, I'd hate to tell you how many pages you would find here just to be able to do that for your wheelchair. And the supporters. And you can also get arm supporters for the wheelchair if you need it. You might need something for the back of your neck. Maybe you're having a problem there. You need a higher back on the wheelchair. You know, some of us are taller than others. And if you have a back injury, you would want that. You'd want to have protection and, you know, not feel like you were just sitting without any support. And I think it's really important to have that when you're in there. And they even have cushions for you for your waistline. So when you're sitting in the chair, you can have that. And that will help with a wheelchair or your regular chair, depending on if you use it. There are just so many things. I'm blown away with the wheelchairs. Unfortunately, they have, they have alignment for your legs for comfort and support. They have solid platforms, not the pedals that you see on most wheelchairs. This is a solid platform, so you can sit and be very comfortable. But a lot of people don't realize that. And of course, there's leg protection. Trying to think what else. I don't want to miss too much here if I could help it. I think that's really probably the best part of it that I can tell you about today. Because there's just, you just can't believe the wheelchairs that I'm looking at. There must be 50 to 60 pages in this catalog. I'm not kidding. And they're every kind of wheelchair you can imagine. Chairs with trays on them, so you can eat with them. Some that you can lay down with practically. They have the layers. So those are good. So those are things that you want to think about if you have to have one temporarily, you know. And don't be offended, ladies and gentlemen, if they say you have to have a wheelchair and it's temporarily. It's okay, it really is. It's just to make it easier for you, to help you get better quicker, and that's what you want. I've been in a wheelchair off and on recently, and not because of my problems, but because of the shoe that they made. It isn't working right. I have a brace on my leg, and they're having trouble getting it to fit correctly. So I can't really walk with it very good. So they allow me to walk a couple of times a day, just in my room, and that's about it. My apartment, I should say. And then that's it. So we're still working on it, still getting it fixed. Once I get it fixed, I'll be able to get out of the wheelchair. But right now, I use the wheelchair. So anyway, let's move on. Okay, rollators. I'm sure you all know what they are. They're the kind you stand and you walk with. Um, they are amazing. They have them. I like them with the seat. A lot of people just have the walker, what they call the walker, and that's it. But I find if you have a seat on your wheelchair, I mean your rollator, you can rest when you get tired. And that's what I do. I go for a while, and when I get tired, I stop and I sit down on it and take a breather, and then I get up and go again. And there's a new kind of walker out. Just to kind of explain, I really wanted to get into this today. It's called an upper body support. It's called an alpha rollator. And I have to tell you, where the normal arms would be, they are no longer. They're up much, much higher. So that if you noticed, most everybody that uses a walker, and it really worries me, is bent over. Even on mine, I make it an effort to stand up straight because your back, you're going to get curvature in the back and it's going to stay that way if you do it all the time. Especially with people who walk a lot, go shopping with their walker, and all of those kind of things. That can be bad for you. But this new one I had heard about and I hadn't seen it yet, and they now have it in the catalog. And the arms come way, way up so that you're standing up straight. It has a seat on it. It still has a seat on it. So you can still use it, and it has a brake on it for the wheels. That's still there, so that you can use that. And that's something I think is fantastic because it'll keep you up straight. Your back won't get sore, things like that. So the walkers are really important. What kinds you get. I see a lot of people with them, and they truly, truly make me nervous because they don't have, they're not standing up straight. And you need to stand up straight to keep the rest of your joints in position and keep them healthy. I can't stress it enough. Now with the rollator or the walker, whatever you prefer to call it, there's things that you can get with it. You get a bag to put your groceries, not groceries, but your purse or your paperwork or whatever you want. You can have that as well. There's also grippers for your hands. If you prefer something else, you can get that and make it better for you. Let's see, I'm trying to see what else. And they have different wheels and things on it to use for pushing it. I don't know exactly how that works. You'd have to talk to them about that. There's also grippers. If you can't hang on to the arm, the handle, there's a strap that can be put on, and you can use that. So there's a lot there that people don't realize that can be used. So, anyway, I thought I'd talk about that a little bit. Anyway, there's a lot of things excuse the expression, for your toilet hygiene aids. They have plenty of supplies for that. They have grab bars. Now you know, everybody knows you're going to have a grab bar. If you have it for, the shower, to get up and down off the toilet, off your bed, and they have they're all shapes, all sizes, different lengths. They're not one standard size. Please understand that. Everything in this catalog is in sizes. So you have to know what you need. You'd have to measure what you need and get them. Some of them are pretty good. Like in the bathroom, they have a rail that goes, a rod, goes from the floor to the ceiling with the gripper in the middle, and you can adjust it to wherever you need it. So that's also good. Okay. The there's all kinds of shower. This is something fairly new. I haven't ever seen this before. Excuse me. It's called a shower wheelchair, which means you can put them in the shower while they're in the wheelchair, or convert them to the wheelchair, whatever you have to do. And it doesn't matter. It won't damage the wheelchair because it looks like it's white from what I can see. It might be like a plastic, hard plastic, but it would, in other words, it wouldn't rust or anything. And I think that is phenomenal. That's the first time I have seen this. And I think it is pretty darn good. Because that's what you need. You know, sometimes people can't stand in the shower or walk, and sitting, you know, and this way they just use the wheelchair to get in and out. And I like the idea of the wheelchair. It's easier than the big rail that they use, the big bench they usually sit on. There's a bench you can put in the shower too. But I like that one because that's a wheelchair, and it'll come in and out, and it will be much, much easier for you. There's all kinds of benches. They have single bench, like a double bench almost, for the shower or not. A single chair. It depends on what you're going to use it for. Shower seats, for the tub transfers, anything like that. You will see it. There. Now, some of the other things, and one of them I absolutely love. I've got to buy it. It is a brush to wash with your back. But the middle of the brush, I don't know how I can explain it to you. The middle of the brush is bent, so it's like a U shape. The shape of the brush is like a U, and it fits over your shoulder and you brush your back. Now, how easy is that? For people who can't reach, it's fantastic. Or you could use a straight, long-handled brush. Whichever works easier for you is the way to go. But you can look at them and you can see in the catalog how they work. And that's the whole thing. They have styrofoam brushes. They have, regular brush. They have 3 of them that are in a set that you can buy that are for different reasons that you use them. And that's terrific. Some of the brushes are really amazing to use. And please understand, a lot of them are long-handled because they have them. Because a lot of people can't reach. As you get older, or younger, depending, even for children, this would help children who are in a wheelchair or who have an issue medically. It would help them to have anything that will extend their reach or make it easier for them. And one of the things that they show here is reachers to grab things with. They have all different types You'd have to look at each one to tell the difference, but every one of them is different, and they can be different lengths too as well, and that is fantastic because that's what you want to use. And you can pick up anything that you drop. They have another thing that I like, and I already have it. It's a long stick, and on one end it has like a U shape to it. Well, a U and a half, I guess you call it. It's I use it for helping with shoes to get the back of the shoe on. If the shoe won't get on right away, I'll stick it down the back, and that will help me to get it on. So that makes that easier. Like I said, they have the right one is for you. You have to decide. What I find interesting is they have kits on the brushes, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that I see, and depending on which one you want, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 or 5 brushes in the package. They're different sizes, different angles. Everything is different for you to use so that you can make it. And that is what really and truly matters. I think you really need to see that. It's amazing. They have the shoehorns are fabulous. They have big shoehorns with kind of like a hook on the end of them. And seeing them, it's great. Oh, and the other thing, this I think is absolutely fantastic. I haven't tried it. I haven't got one, but I might be interested. You know when you put your ankle socks on, for the men, the women, doesn't matter. Ladies, if you're putting nylons on, doesn't matter. They always have had a felt, kind of a felt form. You put your sock on it, and it had straps, and then you pulled the straps, and that pulled the sock on. They now have a new way of getting your socks on. It is a metal form. It's a wire stocking aid. It sits on the floor. You put the sock on it, and then you just tip your toe in it, and it should put your sock on. So for men and women and kids, it would be fabulous. And that has just come out recently, I assume within the last year or so, because it wasn't in my last catalog when I was looking. So that is fantastic. That is something we can all use and never have a problem with it. I think you're going to be amazed when you get this catalog to see what's in it. And ladies and gentlemen, please understand, I'm just going roughly through. But it's the upper pages you're going to want to see. But I can't look at everything with you because it would take too long. Hair brushes with an angle to them. The one thing I truly love, and you're going to die laughing at this, is a button holder. Believe it or not. It's a button holder. It's handled. It's a whole, it's like you hold it in your hand. It's very comfortable. I've used it before. And you can button your blouses, men and women, children. And then on the other end is a hook. That's to do your zippers up with. I think it's great. You could do your jackets, your pants, slacks, shorts, whatever you got. But the last one I had did not have the hook on the end. Now they've added it, and I am so glad. So I've already ordered it to get it, and I'm waiting for it to arrive. I like things that are easy, convenient, anything I can, to do and get life done with. And then silverware. All kinds of silverware. You can strap onto your wrist. There's a sharp knife that's kind of like a swivel. Those kinds. And then I prefer, they have the silverware that has the enlarged handle. They have felt around it or rubber around it, and it enlarges it. In other words, if you can't make a fist with your hand good, then you probably can't hold a knife and a fork very good. But these enlarged handles will do that for you. And they have them in all the silverware, all the teaspoons, forks, knives, everything. Even sharp knives. They are here. And it's just an adaptive utensil, they call it. And it's fabulous. Next, some plates, dishes. They have dishes I like that look normal, as I call them. And they have an edge to them, a little bit of an edge. So like if you have trouble getting something up on your fork or your spoon, the edge will help you to do it and you won't spill it on the table. I think that's fantastic. You don't have to buy a whole bunch. I don't know how they come, but they have every kind you can imagine. They even have a plate that is separated into 3 sections, and then the regular plate with the edge on it. But you would be amazed at what you would find. It is, to me, I was blown away when I saw them. The other thing that I find, and I wish more people would use, it's a lot safer, and I'm speaking as the voice of experience because I spilled my coffee the other day. They have mugs, plastic mugs that have lids on them. I have it's like a 1 pint jug, glass, I should say, clear glass, plastic, has a lid on it, and in the lid it has a hole for a straw. And I drink out of that constantly, all the time. I drink coffee, milk, juice, cocktails, everything. And what I like about it is if I do drop it, like I did the other day, it spills, but not so bad. It takes a bit for the water to get to the hole, to find the hole, and then come out if you've already drank some. But they have every adaptive cup and mug you can imagine, with 1 handle, with 2 handles, with the lids, without lids. I can't tell you how many they have here. And they are absolutely fabulous. And they have a whole complete set to show you in a variety of needs. They really do work. Single glasses, you name it, they got them. I was amazed when I saw them, I have to tell you. There are even, on the next page, there's even a glass with the plastic coming out of the bottom of it as a straw. It's a plastic straw, I should say, I'm sorry. And if you're feeding somebody who can't do it themselves, they can drink so it comes out from the bottom of the glass so that they're not starting at the top and having trouble. Sometimes when you drink out of the top of the glass, you can't hold the straw in right. Well, by having this plastic part in the bottom of the glass, you've always got the liquid until you run out of liquid. So that is really something to see. So that's another thing that is very, very good. One of the things I realized recently, I just found out about, and I think it's a wonderful idea, placemats. We all use placemats, but they slide. Your dish slides on it. You always have trouble with it. Well, I took and really looked these over good. They have placemats that will go on your table and stick. And when you put your plate on it, your plate sticks to it. So it won't slide and fall and spill. And that's even good for children, believe it or not. Think of the wipe-ups we could save with the kids. Oh boy, would I have loved having that at an earlier date. But they are very good. And they even have a bowl that you can use, but they're called non-slip batting. And they're just square, nothing fancy. And you can just put your plate on it and then go from there. Okay? And then there's some things to help you with your car. Automobile helpers to help you get in and out of the car. There's reading and writing materials to help you with. There's vision and speech aids for your computer, keyboards, ergonomic mice, things like that. You would just be amazed. Even office chairs they have that are made a little bit different. So anyway, that's kind of the catalog, and I wanted you to hear what's in it so that you'll get an idea. Because I really think you will love it if you're anything like me. I keep it, and just about every 3 years I buy a new one, just in case there's something new that they've come out with for equipment, and I can let you know about it if I hear about it. But it truly, truly works. And please, please understand, this is for children as well as adults. Now, I'm not saying you should buy from here. I think their prices are very reasonable that I've seen so far for what I've purchased. But it gives you an idea so that when you go to your local store, you can say, okay, you know what to ask for. You've got the picture of it. You could even cut it out of the book if you want. Take it to your local medical supply store and see what they charge. Or call them. Anything you can do. We're all out there to save a buck, believe me, I know. And sometimes, instead of just rushing in and buying something the minute you walk in the store, if you take the catalog and you look at the catalog first and get an idea of what you really need and how much it costs, and then go to the store, I think you will be better off. That's just my personal opinion, but I really believe it. But this catalog is called the Rehabilitation in Orthopedics. Okay? And they have toilet bed pans. I mean, you name it. They got bed tables, exercise tables, and this thing. Not that you would use them, but they're here. But I just want you to know this is one of the best magazines I've ever seen. And I've been looking at it for well over 10 years. I can't even remember when I got it first. But I love it. And I find it very useful and very helpful. And I'm in a facility right now. I hurt my leg. And so I'm here for a time being. And I have the catalog here. And I took it down to the dining room the other day to look at it when I first got it. And everybody was a couple of people at the table were asked, so I have found I'm passing it around to my friends here, to neighbors. And that's what you should do. If you have neighbors or family or friend, anybody you know, let them look at the catalog. If it'll help them, it's well worth it. Okay? Now, what I want to do is give you the telephone number to get the catalog. Okay, it's Allie Med. That's ALIMED. The phone number is 800 225 2610. I'll repeat it. The phone is 800 225 2610. Okay? Hope you got it. Hope you get it. I know we didn't get to exercising today, and I do apologize, but I really felt this was something that had come in last week, and I just wanted to let you know what was in it and give you ideas so that you're not alone. When you have a problem, you're not alone. There's somebody out there to help you. If I can help you in any way, if you just want to talk, you can mail me at jointlyspeakingpodcast@gmail.com. That's jointlyspeakingpodcast@gmail.com. And I'll be glad to answer anything I can. I've been around a while. I've had 33 surgeries, to put it bluntly. And I'm still here. I can't figure that one out. I keep busy. I do fundraising. I do the radio show. I try to stay busy. And I love it. I love it. I will not let this illness get me down no matter what. I refuse to. And I think that's probably the hardest thing for everybody, is when you have an illness, it gets to you and you let it overtake you, and you shouldn't. Find a way around, and I mean this seriously. Find out what you can do for yourself or for a neighbor or for a friend, for an organization. Maybe you can just stuff envelopes for them or make telephone calls for them, or sit at the door and when they're having a fundraiser and admit everybody. There are so many things you could do. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? You feel a lot better when you do. I've had this illness since I was 21. And I'll tell you honestly, I'm a lot better when I'm busy. And I don't think about my illness ever. That can be a problem too. But I don't think of it every day. Once in a while, if I hurt, I take care of it and then I move on. But that's what you got to do. And like the radio show, I started this show in Florida on the West Coast. I've been out in the Sarasota County, Charlotte area, and I've been out there for almost 15 years, I believe, doing the show. And I'm still doing it. I do it every Tuesday morning. But they asked me if I would do it on YouTube, and so I'm trying. I'm new at this on YouTube, and I'm a little nervous, I have to admit it. In fact, I'm terrified. But I'm getting better. I'm getting more comfortable. But it takes time. And of course, as you all know, with the pandemic, you can't get anybody to come on the show right now. It's so hard to even, if you go to talk to a doctor, you'd be lucky. But you can't talk with a mask on. At least I don't think so. So anyway, we're getting there. We'll work it out. But I just want you to know, I love hearing from anybody, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I don't mind. I'd rather you be honest with me and tell me what I'm doing, right or wrong. Okay? And remember, Allie Med is 800 225 2610. And my email, jointlyspeakingpodcast@gmail.com. Okay? You all have a wonderful month. Take care. It's September. The fall is coming. And I got 3 reindeer that come by me every so often. Yeah, I love watching them. 2 of them are babies, by the way. Oh, they're adorable. But anyway, the fall is coming. It's September. So let's enjoy it and have a wonderful fall. And just try and help whoever you can. Okay? Thank you. And please think positive. Bye-bye.